Have you ever looked at a map of the United States and wondered why some states seem so much more diverse than others? Why do certain areas have large populations of different ethnic groups, while others remain overwhelmingly white? Is it history, geography, economy, or something else entirely? Today we're diving deep into the 10 whitest states in the U.S., breaking down the numbers, exploring their cultural roots, and uncovering the reasons behind their demographic makeup. But before we get started, I want to hear from you. Do you live in one of these states? Have you ever visited? What was your experience like? Drop a comment below and let's get a conversation going. And if you enjoy deep dives like this, do me a favor, hit that like button. It helps the channel grow and tells me you want more content like this. And if you haven't already, subscribe so you never miss an upload. All right, now let's get into the 10 whitest states in America. Let's kick things off in Maine, known for its rocky coastline, delicious lobster rolls, and being really, really white. Maine's population is approximately 92.0% white. The state's early European settlers were predominantly English Puritans in the 17th century, followed by Irish and French Canadian immigrants. Maine's culture reflects its New England roots, emphasizing community and tradition. The state's rural character and small population have contributed to its demographic makeup. The high percentage of white residents can be attributed to its historical settlement patterns and limited industrialization, which attracted fewer immigrants of diverse backgrounds during the 19th and 20th centuries. Let's head south to Vermont, synonymous with picturesque landscapes, quaint villages, and a predominantly white population. Vermont has a white population of about 92.6%. The state's early European settlers were primarily of English origin, arriving in the 18th century. Subsequent waves included Irish, French Canadian, and Italian immigrants. Vermont's culture reflects its New England roots, emphasizing community and tradition. The state's rural character and small population have contributed to its demographic makeup. The high percentage of white residents can be attributed to its historical settlement patterns and limited industrialization, which attracted fewer immigrants of diverse backgrounds during the 19th and 20th centuries. From maple syrup, we move on to New Hampshire, another New England state with a striking lack of melanin. New Hampshire's population is approximately 91.3% white. The state was primarily settled by English colonists in the 17th century, with later arrivals of Irish and French Canadian immigrants. New Hampshire values its colonial heritage, evident in its preserved historic towns and emphasis on individual liberties. The state's rural character and small population have contributed to its demographic makeup. The high percentage of white residents is due to historical immigration trends and the state's rural character, which has not seen significant demographic shifts. Leaving New England, we find ourselves in West Virginia, known for its rugged beauty, coal mining history, and lack of racial diversity. West Virginia stands as the state with the highest percentage of white residents in the U.S., with approximately 97.12% of its population identifying as white. The state's early European settlers were primarily of English and German descent, arriving in the 18th century. The rugged Appalachian terrain influenced settlement patterns, leading to isolated communities that maintained their cultural traditions. West Virginia's economy has historically been centered around coal mining and agriculture, industries that attracted fewer immigrants compared to urban industrial centers. While the state has faced challenges related to economic development and social issues, communities are known for their hospitality. The high percentage of white residents is linked to historical settlement patterns and limited economic opportunities that have not attracted large numbers of immigrants. From the mountains of Appalachia, we venture into the heartland of America, to Iowa, known for its rolling cornfields and friendly people. In Iowa, 90.6% of the population identifies as white. The state was settled by European immigrants, particularly Germans, Irish, and Scandinavians, in the 19th century. Iowa's culture emphasizes agriculture, education, and community values. The state's rural character and small population have contributed to its demographic makeup. The high percentage of white residents is due to historical immigration patterns and the state's agricultural economy, which attracted European settlers. We're about halfway through the list, and I've got to ask, what do you think so far? Are any of these states surprising to you, or were you expecting them to make the cut? Maybe you've lived in one of these states and have a personal experience to share. Drop a comment below and let's talk about it. And while you're at it, let me know what other topics you'd like to see covered. Do you want more deep dives into U.S. demographics? Maybe a list of the most diverse states, or the fastest changing populations? Your suggestions help shape this channel. And if you're enjoying this breakdown, don't forget to hit that like button. It really helps get this video out to more people. And of course, subscribe if you haven't already, so you never miss an upload. All right, let's keep going. Hold on to your hats, folks, because we're heading west to Wyoming, known for its wide-open spaces and stunning natural beauty. Wyoming has a population of 584,057, with about 93.79% of its residents identifying as white. European settlement began in the 19th century with immigrants of German, English, and Scandinavian descent. Wyoming's culture is heavily influenced by its frontier history and cowboy traditions. The state's vast open spaces and low population density have contributed to its demographic composition. The high percentage of white residents is linked to its historical settlement by European immigrants and its rural, sparsely populated nature, which has not attracted large numbers of diverse populations. Next up is North Dakota, known for its vast plains and expansive farmlands and predominantly white population. With a white population of about 86.9%, North Dakota's history is one of resilience and pioneering spirit. European settlement began in the late 19th century, with immigrants from Germany, Norway, and other Scandinavian countries. North Dakota's culture reflects its agricultural heritage and strong community ties. The state's rural character and small population have contributed to its demographic makeup. The high percentage of white residents is linked to its historical settlement by European immigrants and its rural character, which has not attracted large-scale immigration. Get ready to breathe in that fresh mountain air, folks, because we're heading to Montana, known for its breathtaking landscapes and independent spirit. With a white population around about 88.9%, Montana's history is one of cowboys and Indians, gold rushes, and cattle drives. The state saw European settlement in the late 19th century, primarily by people of German, Irish, and Scandinavian descent. Montana's culture reflects its rugged landscape, with a strong emphasis on outdoor activities and self-reliance. The state's rural character and small population have contributed to its demographic makeup. The high percentage of white residents is due to historical settlement patterns and the state's remote location. From the wide-open spaces of the West, we journey back east to Kentucky, known for its rolling hills and world-famous bourbon. Kentucky's population is approximately 87.5% white. Kentucky stands as a microcosm of the demographic complexities of the American South. The state was settled by English, Scotch-Irish, and German immigrants in the 18th and 19th centuries. Kentucky's culture is known for its horse racing, bourbon distilleries, and bluegrass music. The state's rural character and small population have contributed to its demographic makeup. The high percentage of white residents is linked to its historical settlement patterns and the state's rural character, which has not attracted large-scale immigration. For our final stop, we find ourselves in South Dakota, known for its iconic monuments and sprawling prairies, with a white population around 85.9%. South Dakota's history is one of cowboys, Indians, gold rushes, and land grabs. European settlers, mainly of German, Norwegian, and Scandinavian descent, arrived in the late 19th and early 20th centuries, drawn by agricultural opportunities. While the state is largely rural, it has a significant Native American population, particularly Sioux tribes, adding to its cultural identity. South Dakota has not historically attracted large numbers of Black or other non-European immigrants, contributing to its demographic makeup. While racial tensions exist, particularly regarding Native American communities, Black residents generally find welcoming communities in urban areas like Sioux Falls and Rapid City. The state's high white population is mainly due to historical settlement patterns, its rural economy, and limited immigration diversity over time. And there you have it, the 10 whitest states in America. Some of these might have been exactly what you expected, while others may have surprised you. But one thing's for sure, history, geography, and economy all play a massive role in shaping the demographics of a state. Now I want to hear from you. Do you live in one of these states? Have you visited? What was your experience like? Drop a comment below and let's keep the conversation going. And if you enjoyed this deep dive, do me a favor, hit that like button. It really helps out the channel and lets me know you want more content like this. And if you haven't already, subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss an upload. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.